Canterlot Castle, 6 days after Nightmare Night, early afternoon. Princess Luna can't sleep. It is hours past daybreak, and yet every time she closes her eyes, she sees that place. Few know of it, that gateway between here and there. Fewer still know when it opens or why. But those who do know that the day it does, so is 6 days past. Luna is one of those few, and the only one besides possibly Discord who has a connection to the place beyond. Even when she was on the moon, she could sense that the cycle of the gateway stayed the same, opening and closing on one day and night like clockwork, more predictable than the tides themselves. So why does she keep seeing the gateway when she closes her eyes? Why can't she sleep? And why, despite her lack of sleep, is she not tired?
We do not understand.
Luna grumbles into her pillow as yet again she closes her eyes to be faced with the same scene. Those arcing branches over the miniature pool of water that seems to stretch back into the archway one moment, only to be a simple font pool the next.
Why can we not sleep? What dost thou want from us?
Her voice is tinged with irritation and an underlying tone of worry, and perhaps fear. As Princess of the Moon and Dreams, she is the one to whom visions and the light come when the dark or other realms are involved. She is the one to whom the first vision of Sombra came, and the one to whom the flutter ponies once sent Dreams messages to. It is she who has the closest connection to the gateway, for it is her duty to ensure nothing remains in Equestria from the other side after Nightmare Night. For many things beyond the veil are too monstrous to allow upon the soil of the world of Equus for more than once a year. Her eyes still shut, she pulls her blanket over her head, encompassing herself in a cocoon of silk and fine fabric that muffle the sounds of the waking world. In a wary voice, she half asks, half begs to seemingly the air or some invisible force.
Why do we see the gateway when we close our eyes?
As if in answer, within the vision behind her eyes, a sound fills her ears, a trickling like a silver stream, and on the other side of the archway, 2 great globes of shimmering light appear. The head they are attached to hidden in shadow. Iridescent and mesmerizing to those who are untrained, she watches as 4 shadows walk towards the globes, only to disappear into or beyond the water of the endless gate. Then, to her horror, the vision shifts to another pool. This one, a mix of silver and deep blue by a silver stone. The trickling sound of water turns into a rush of a river as from the water a shape emerges. A single limb that ends in clawed hand, made of the same material as the water.
No!
Luna throws the sheets off of her, freeing herself from the blanket cocoon in such haste that she does not even grab the unfortunate fabric in her magic. Her bed is a disastrous mess of tousled sheets. Luna tries to calm her panicked breathing as a chill settles over her body. Getting down from her luxurious mattress, she does not even pause before running to the door, yanking it open with such forceful magic that if not for enchantments upon it, the door would have fallen free of its hinges. Like a midnight blue bolt, she races down the halls towards her sister's court, her mind frantic as she puts the pieces of the puzzle together. The reason for her visions the past 6 days, the reason for her lack of exhaustion, the horrible truth of what is going on, the source of this deviation in the predictable cycle of the gate. The gate is still open. Something remains in Equestria from the other side. Hooves beating a staccato rhythm as she reaches the day court doors from which her sister usually enters. In a rush, she grabs them with her magic. Throwing them open, she bursts into the room. As luck would have it, the only ponies there are her sister and her Sinatchel, both frozen and staring at Luna in shock due to her abrupt entrance and disheveled appearance. Breathing heavily, the Night Princess canters over to her counterpart and kin, her sister, Princess Celestia. Her eyes fall upon a letter in her sister Magic, and she can't help but ask a single fateful question, hoping to have her worst fears nullified, even if deep down she knows the truth.
Sister, does that letter say anything about missing ponies?
Celestia's jaw drops, her mind drifting over the contents of the letter from her beloved student. How could Luna know about that? Stunned, Celestia responds in the closest she can to her usual calm voice.
Luna, this is a letter from Twilight Sparkle. My beloved student did mention a few missing ponies and...
Luna interrupts the Sun Princess, her mind racing as she tosses out one question after another that Celestia answers as quickly as possible.
Did the letter mention anything melted or dissolved?
Yes, a cart and a home of the Shaman, but...
How long since the incident?
6 days. But, Luna, you need to understand that there was one...
Did traces of the ponies or missing just vanish?
Luna, how do you know this? My student's assistant is one of those missing, but one pony did manage to.
Did they go missing in the Everfree?
Well, yes, but Luna, there was a survivor, and she may hold the key to...
Luna's eyes widen as her jaw drops, her worst fear realized as the last reply from her sister makes its way into her ears. A thread is connected. A memory of long ago surfaces in her mind, and she realizes what she must do.
Where is the survivor, Tia? Who is it?
Celestia is stunned by the raw power and fear in her sister Luna's voice. Something is very wrong. She can sense it. Her sister's reaction only verifies an unnerving feeling she has had for the last 6 days, one that was amplified by the letter she holds in her magic. Taking a deep breath, she responds.
The survivor is the zebra shaman Sakura. She is currently living with Twilight Sparkle in the library in Ponyville. They are trying to find out what happened to Spike and 3 little fillies who went missing. According to the letter, Sakura requested her memory of Nightmare Night sealed, and Twilight wished for my guidance concerning unsealing it to find out crucial information. All things considered, I was about to send a reply saying that unsealing those memories might be our best chance to find out who was responsible. At the very least, it would explain Sakura's newfound fear of trickling sounds.
Luna nearly flies across the room, halting right in front of her sister's throne, her eyes wide in fear and dread as she speaks in a voice akin to one whose worst nightmare has been made real. A haunted look grows stronger within her eyes.
Did you say a fear of trickling water?
Celestia nods.
Yes, it started after Nightmare Night. I was about to send a letter telling Twilight she should unseal the memories, if only to help soothe Sakura's fears.
Luna's mind races as she realizes the truth behind the vision, now confirmed by her sister. In a frantic voice, she shouts,
Tia, you must not let this Sakura remember. Twilight Sparkle is in grave danger, as is this survivor. The threads are connected to the memory.
Celestia stares, confusion written upon her face.
Luna, I don't understand. And what are you talking about? What is going on? You should be sleeping at this hour. Please tell me, sister. Why are you so scared? What has gotten into you?
The midnight blue alicorn merely stares at her sister, eyes boring into Celestia's, conveying things that words alone cannot. Fear, anxiety, terror, danger, and unspeakable things that haunt the mind. Things that are made clear as Luna speaks.
Tia, the Great Way is still open. We must go to Twilight Sparkle and this Sakura. We must warn them of the danger they are in. Protect them from those that hunt the ones that escaped.
Celestia shudders, sensing something horrible somewhere in Equestria, something that her sister understands and she does not. For the gateway to still be open, something powerful must be on the loose, or worse, something powerful must have been taken to the other side. voice quavering, Celestia asks,
Luna, will you tell me what it is that you fear is hunting my student and her friend?
Luna shakes her head, sorrow and regret visible on her face.
I cannot tell you, dear sister. Not without putting you in danger as well.
Celestia, her mane like the shimmering dawn, heaves an exhausted and tired sigh. For if her sister cannot tell her, then the matter must indeed be grave. There are things beyond the gateway that she herself fears. For Luna to be scared as well, Celestia cannot fathom what her sister believes may have managed to gain a foothold in this world. Glancing up, she says the words that she both dreads and yet must put all her hope into, for her sake and Twilight's.
Very well, Luna. I trust you. Go! Protect my student and her friend from whatever has remained from the other side of the gate. However, promise me one thing.
Luna backs up, her mind already on what she must do to protect Twilight and Zecora as she replies.
What, Tia?
Celestia, trying to keep her voice calm, but unable to hide the slight quivering in her voice.
Promise me you'll stay as safe as possible, Lulu.
Luna replies in a somber tone.
No. I promise to do my best, Tia.
With that, she begins to cast the teleportation spell that will take her directly to her royal carriage. In a flash, the day court is gone, and she is in the carriage house where her special day's transport awaits. A few specially trained bat ponies of her night guard turn in shock as she marches forward towards her carriage and barks out orders.
Lieutenant Nightbreeze, Officer Wisp Moon, to my carriage now. Warrant Officer Dusklake, call my personal day contingent and tell them to meet us in Ponyville. Hurry!
The night guards burst into action, with Nightbreeze and Wisp Moon attaching themselves to the carriage just as Princess Luna gets in and closes the door. Dusklake races off, delivering the message to the Dark Day Division that they are to dispatch to Ponyville yesterday. As the carriage takes to the sky towards Ponyville, Luna stares out over Equestria. Her mind drifts towards Twilight Sparkle, a mare she considers a very close friend, one who is in very real danger. The threads of memory connected to the survivor must run deep, and those things must be connected somehow. Closing her eyes, Luna casts a spell of magic sight, one only she is capable of. If she is to stop the worst from happening, she must allow herself to truly see. Opening her eyes, she can't help but gasp, for she can now see what she is facing, and the threads in the distance that grow stronger by the minute.
No. Twilight, don't do it. You must not wake the memory the survivor wished you to seal away. You mustn't let the threads gain more strength.
As the carriage flies across the land, the Princess of the Night can only hope that her sister's student will not break the bindings on the zebra's mind before she can arrive. Luna can only hope she isn't too late, for if she is, the gate will be the least of Equestria's worries.
Support me on Patreon. Subscribe and make sure to ring that notification bell to know when I post new content. And please, feel free to join the Lotus Garden. Links in the description. Thanks for listening, and look forward to more. Good night, every pony.